Welcome to the Grand Coliseum. I'm Paul, probably better known as Drist893. So, I'm going to be doing a series that is based on Tommy J's old series. He disappeared about 2 years ago. As far as I understand, that's the last time he interacted with the internet as Tommy J. I am basically just throwing this together. My experience is in podcasting, and I don't have a lot of experience at that. And I learned that if you try too hard to make it really good right in the beginning, it comes out terrible. The more scripted and the more thought out what I'm doing is, the worse I sound. So I'm just going to roll with it. So what we're going to be doing here is I'm going to be playing against adventure bosses on Heroic, if applicable, for the adventures that you build your own deck. But I'm only going to be using cards that everyone can collect. I'll break this down on this video, but it won't be as in-depth in every video. So I'm using cards that everyone can get guaranteed. I'm not using like the Death Knight cards that you can get from Frozen Throne because you get a random one. So we don't actually know that you'll have that. So let's look at the Anub'Rekhan deck. Where'd I put it? Oh, it's at the top. Alright. So, for example, I've got Twin Slice, which is from the Demon Hunter Initiate set. You get that by playing Ashes of Outland. It's a free adventure that everyone has access to. Transfer Student. That is from Skullamine's Academy, but you automatically get one when you obtain your first pack and go to the deck menu. Open pack menu. So everyone has 2 of these. If you don't, just spend 100 gold from your daily quests on Skullamine's Academy, and you're guaranteed to get 2 copies of it. I'm running Transfer Student because on the Naxxramus board, it's Death Rattle. Add a random Death Rattle minion to your hand, and getting access to cards that we don't normally have and generating card advantage are just a good thing. So that's going to be a theme throughout my video series. Brightwing, same reasoning. This one's from the core set, so everyone should have access to these cards. If you don't, just level all your heroes up to level 10. Obviously, I'm running the golden version because it's shiny, but you can get just by leveling everyone up to level 10. I'm not sure exactly when you get each card individually, but you just level up your heroes and you'll get them all eventually. That's core. That's core. That's core. This is technically core, but it's also in Legacy. So the Legacy set, you'll notice some of the cards don't have rarities, and they're uncraftable. So you can find what cards these are by going to crafting and hit uncraftable, and it'll list all the cards. The only exception is that one that's named after the band, Elite Tauren Chieftain. You had to be at a specific event to get one of these, so that's not part of the thing. And this was, I had this, but I'm pretty sure I had it, but I disenchanted it. I don't know. But it was for testing the store during beta. Maybe I didn't actually buy anything during beta. I don't know. I'm a beta player. I've been out of the game for about 2 years, but I played from beta through Witchwood. So I might make a few awkward mistakes, especially with newer cards, but I'm a pretty solid player, I think. I mean, I've been playing Magic since 2001 as my number one hobby. So, this kind of game comes naturally to me. Um, what do we got? I think that covers everything. Ooh, Marin the Fox. So, Marin the Fox, I am also running because it can generate random cards that we don't have. And you can get this by obtaining a Kobolds and Catacombs pack. That I'm pretty sure that quest is still active. It's possible that it isn't. Someone let me know if they go to buy a Kobolds and Catacombs pack and they don't get a Marin the Fox. But I obtained all the Galakrond cards by buying Descent of Dragons yesterday. So I know they didn't phase out those quests when Standard rotated. That one might be too old, though. Yeah. Other than that, it's just straightforward. You get them for leveling up your stuff. So this is a deck designed to beat Anub'Rekhan. Anub'Rekhan's hero power is 2 mana, make a 4/4. So we need to be able to deal with 4/4s the entire game, and that's basically all my deck cares about, is just dealing with 4/4s. The rest will just come from card advantage and playing properly. Should do alright. For this one, I have actually played it previously quite a few times because I was testing my setup. I've never recorded YouTube videos before, so I had to spend a while playing the games over and over again and tweaking the settings until I wasn't having all kinds of issues with the video I got at the end. But for the future games, I won't be testing beforehand. I'm going to figure out I'll literally just get into a game to figure out what their hero power does and if they start with any minions on the board or anything like that. And then concede and go build a deck. If you guys want to see my deck building process, I can add that too. This is a first draft. If anyone has any suggestions or requests, I will take those I'll take those into consideration heavily because my podcast I did for 8 months. I devoted most of my free time throughout those entire 8 months to that podcast, and I got almost zero feedback. The only feedback I did get was directly prompted to people. Me asking for people to listen and give me feedback since no one was telling me anything. So you want to see something done, or you want me to do a different kind of video, like if you'll watch it, I'll make it. So yeah, just let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll list off all the cards that I know about that everyone gets for free and how to get them. If any of this information is incorrect, please let me know. I don't want to be making the videos with cards that I shouldn't be, and I want to have access to all the cards that I should have access to make this easier. There are quite a few bosses that Tommy J had struggled with, and you could tell he probably played against the boss hundreds of times before he actually got that video out. The reason I am not just doing the adventures that Tommy J didn't do is because the game has changed quite a bit. If someone wanted to go and beat the bosses with Tommy J's strategies, number one, they'd have a tougher time than they need to have since we have all these cool cards like the dragons that Tommy J didn't have anything of that power level. And they're not even going to have access to a lot of the cards, or the cards have been nerfed or entirely changed and they don't even do what he was using them for anymore. All right, I'm gonna ramble off the ways that I know to get automatic guaranteed cards. Um, the Demon Hunter Initiate set you get by playing Ashes of Outland, the prologue. Kael'thas Sunstrider, although I doubt I'll ever use it, is Ashes of Outland. I think you complete all the challenges to get him, or you can buy a pack and you get him. It seems like there's multiple ways to get him, and just everybody just has him without even trying. Transfer Student opens Scholomance Academy. Silas Darkmoon you get bought with a pack from Madness at the Darkmoon Fair. Cthulhu and Beckoner of Evil you get from a pack of Whispers of the Old Gods. Sothravar, Galakrond, Wretched, Unbreakable, Unspeakable, Tempest, and Nightmare, and Shield of Galakrond you get from a pack of Descent of Dragons. And Marin the Fox you get from Kobolds and Catacombs. I am not using the Dalaran Heist League of Evil cards you get from the free-to-play part because I'm not sure that it is still technically active. I am playing this just after set rotation, and they completely overhauled the core set and everything. So a lot has changed, and it's hard to find information that is actually up to date. I verified a lot of this myself personally, or found people that said that they had verified it themselves personally after rotation. So if you have any information about this kind of stuff, please do let me know. I think that about covers it. I think the deck is pretty self-explanatory. Just these are just cheap ways to take out a 4/4. And these are good ways to take out 4/4s. The reason I'm running Demon Hunter is because of Chaos Nova. It is the cheapest board wipe with free-to-play cards. So that will take out 4/4s. It's just all these cards are baked basically entirely on if my opponent has a board of 4/4s, how effective are they going to be? I think that sums it up. Let's get going. Ooh, if there's any adventures or challenges or anything like that that's normally in this screen that I don't have, let me know. I will purchase them. I missed quite a bit, so there's a good chance I'm missing something, and I just won't make videos of it if I don't realize it's a thing. But I'm gonna literally do everything in this menu except practice that you build your own deck. I have a lot of strategies for maximizing value for free-to-play players. If people are interested in that, I can run free-to-play decks on ladder in whichever format. If you guys want to see that, not just free-to-play, but literally this setup, the cards everyone has set up. If there's audio issues that are bugging you, just let me know. Or video issues, anything like that. I'll try to improve these videos as I go, but if there's something that particularly bugs you, do let me know. Alright. These are all later game cards. We don't want these. The only late game card I'll keep is the board wipe. Alright, that's not the best, but it'll do. We can make it with this hand. think I just take out the 4/4 here. I don't want the pain turning to start rolling yet. So the annoying thing is there's no 1 or 2 cost way to take out a 4/4 in Demon Hunter without getting hit. Yeah, I think we just drop this. It's best to drop this early game because then you don't have to worry about trying to wipe your own board to get value out of it. I think we just drop another one. Yes, I haven't tried this yet because I've been playing Magic since Arena came out. So I haven't actually tried copying decks, but I will find a way to get a deck list that, if possible, you can just copy into the game for you to use yourself if you want. I assume link in the description below. Honestly, I kind of just want a Chaos Nova again. Once I get to having a lot more mana, I can do a lot more effective things. I don't really need the board wipe later, I don't think. So I'm going to be playing all of this, so all 3 of these. So I'll start with the Brightwing, just to see what I get. That could be interesting. He likes to run these things. Alright. Oh, I could definitely work with that. Alright. Start with the transfer student. I'm going to be trading both of them anyway. I mean, that's a good pull, but it sucks that it was one of the ones that had a battle cry. I don't have any beasts. Okay. Yeah, we'll just take that out and kill the one that doesn't bounce. Hold on to this in case I get a beast. I think I might have a couple beasts. I don't remember. Oh, that's nice. We can clean up his whole board with that. Alrighty. So It's going to work out best if I take out the spiders first. That thing is super annoying, but luckily I have ways to deal with it. Is this thing immediately? No. Okay. 13, 19, 20, 34. Okay, I don't have lethal. Let's hit that, because that's practically free. See what we get off this guy. Okay. Just, hit him in the face. I'm not worried about that egg. He might be able to use it. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Oh, right, he's got Abomination. I'm not worried about it. And I got it. Alright, I will be playing another game. I want to win a 2 out of... I'm going to try for a 2 out of 3 to see if the deck's consistent. I'll never just play one game and drop it. Because there is a lot of RNG in this deck. Because, I mean, that gives you access to cards that you wouldn't have otherwise. And it's card advantage, too. It's just a different form of card advantage, so... I want to show that the deck works consistently, and it's not just about the RNG that I got. Sometimes I really wish we could go second. It'd be nice to just coin. So it looks like we're going to be playing a transfer student, and the next turn trading it in and dropping a lone champion. I did find out, through many playthroughs, he pretty much always has a Mortal Coil in his hand. And if you play your 2-1 on turn 1, he will almost always Mortal Coil that 2-1 instead of coin hero powering, which is great. He also almost always has the Mortal Coil for this, too. But I'd rather him use it on the Divine Shield than draw a card off of it, so I'm fine with it. Oh, Death Charger. Alright. Makes things awkward because he didn't have to trade in his 4-4. Well, his 4-2. I might not make this one. I'm going to need a board wipe or a really solid taunt to pull this one out. That's not helping. I mean, that's a pretty solid taunt. Let's see what we get off that. Okay. Now, sometimes they miss lethal, so if there's nothing I could do anyway, I generally don't bother counting up lethal because sometimes he'll swap the health of his attack and health of his minion with Mad Scientist and just turn one of these into like a 1-4 and you don't die. He won't just not attack. Well, there are some weird circumstances where he'll do something to your taunt and then won't attack the taunt. Okay, so I'm just going to hope that he misses lethal. And do the best I can here. Nope. Now, when I was testing my setup, and I kept dealing with this lag issue where it would freeze constantly, or for some reason in windowed mode where it's just recording Hearthstone, not my computer screen, it would do perfectly fine all the way through to the main menu. And then when I went into a mode, it would just stay in the main menu. But the screen wasn't frozen. The effects were still happening on screen. The like blue glowy thing around the play button was still moving, and my cursor was still moving around, and you could still hear me talking, and I was like playing the game. You just were looking at the main menu instead of the game I was playing. It was rather odd. So I switched to recording my whole screen, which is awkward when you are trying to go do something, like maybe change the volume level on your recording. You kind of have to just stop talking and the video pauses, and you have to clip that later. This hand is not looking great either. This is another bad luck one. If I lose this, I'm definitely going again, because the deck is better than this, I promise. Like, no 1 or 2 drops. Like, it's not a hyper aggro deck that's flooded with 1 and 2 drops, but I should have at least one of those. Yeah, we're just gonna keep dropping the lone champion, wear his board down, protect my face. I probably should wait until I'm done talking about the other thing when I'm making moves and talk about the moves I'm making. Because content. Okay, I think the best thing I could do here is play this. It's only going to take out the creeper into 4/4, where normally it does better than that, but oh no. That's annoying. Alright, so if I play this and hit a spider, that's 14. Oh, Chaos Nova. There we go. Now it's looking way better. I've got this guy, and I just cleared his board. I could probably come back from this. So we're just gonna hit this. Oh, that's annoying. My Overfiend isn't gonna do as well. Overfiend? Yeah. Really needed that Overfiend to be working this turn. So that's a starter turn, yeah. So that's a 4/4. If I played this, he could pop the shield, and hit that, and then hit me for 4. If I play this, he could just hit with that and hit me for 4. So it's the same either way. This card draws me Deathwing. This will actually trade with the Nerubian, whereas this will just deal 3 to it. So we're going to play the Galakrond shield, which I'm not... There isn't a Galakrond for Demon Hunter, but it's a 4/5 taunt, which is perfect. And then I think we play Brightwing. I should have played that the other way around. In case you aren't aware, Magic streamers talk about it, but I don't know if Hearthstone streamers do. But I'm dead. Yes, they talk about that I'm dead. But when you're trying to produce content, it is a lot harder to think out your lines of play. So, streamers, as you see them, like video YouTubers and Twitch streamers are playing worse than they would normally because you're having to think about how the content you are making looks. Think about if you're explaining it properly. Think about if this move makes enough sense where you don't need to really go through the entire line. You need to think about what you're saying and what you're talking about. You're thinking about all kinds of stuff. So you play a little worse when you're doing this kind of thing. Now that's a much better start. Oh, that's a great start. These cards combine to clean up a lot cleaner when you need to play cards off curve. Let's go ahead and get rid of that guy. And play the champion. And probably Battlelord next turn, unless something funny happens. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and clean that up. He does run some removal, so this early on I'll take that trade. Just so I don't get overrun. I mean, that's a little annoying, but I don't know. I don't know if that was good or bad for me. I think I play the Battlelord here. It's annoying to lose the life gain. Otherwise I'll fall behind on board. There you go. That's a good way. I just gotta hope he doesn't have removal. Removal. I mean, I only lost 1 life net. If I didn't do that, I just wouldn't have gained a life. I think I could go ahead and Nova since my board's empty. Yep. I'm just, whoa. Oh, I'm an idiot. See, I started talking and got my, ordering messed up. I'm taking 4 extra damage, and I'm down a card in the card advantage game. Well, there's only 8 mana I can spend, so that's what I'm doing. That's unfortunate. It's so aggressive. I've got a 6... Oh, no! That's why. Well, at least I'm not dead. And I can board wipe. And I will get a minion out of it. Do I need to board wipe? I can play Alexstrasza, go up to 12. I'm dead. Sleepy Dragon... That'll absorb those, so he'll lose both his 4/4s. He'll have a 5/1 shade. And I'll take 2. The beast doesn't have taunt or anything, right? No. Okay, I think a Sleepy Dragon's my best play here. I could Deathwing, but that's like a real big panic button. The Frostbolts. I think he only used 1 Frostbolt so far. Shadow Flame doesn't deal damage to face in this. Which I'm kind of surprised. I think it originally did damage to face. And some of the cards seem to be their old versions, not the current version. Can I risk going down to 2? I can't cast Deathwing anyway. I'm such an idiot. Oh, I'm dead. We'll get one more in, and then I'm gonna call it. I swear this deck can win. It was. I probably had an 80% win rate before I started recording the actual video. Okay, I'm gonna try slowing down a little bit and thinking a little bit more and worrying about talking a little bit less. I'll still keep talking, but I'm gonna spend less time thinking about what I'm saying and trying to get the game over with, and more time thinking about what I'm about to do in between talking. Alright, so we send this back. Yep. I assume I don't need to explain that if I have a free mana and they don't have a taunt, I'm going to hero power. I'm sure you're all past the point where you realize you need to spend your mana. Alright, Chaos Nova. That's good. I would like to draw a better 3-drop. Or a 4-drop, but Chaos Nova's great. I love the voice line on that thing. Replace your hand and deck with legendary minions. Alright. That could be helpful. And it trades well. Trade. Yes. Okay. Awkward. I mean, I know I'm going to Chaos Nova, so there's no reason to play it. Okay, now this time, I'm pretty sure the last game I probably lost because of the misplay with the Glaivebound Adept. Egg. It's a bad time for egg. But this time, I will make sure that I do my ordering properly. Oof. Maybe at 3. And there's not a better play. Okay. And I'm dead. Oh my god. If I just drew early game cards. Okay, so here's the deal. If you play this deck, draw early game cards. That's step 1. And step 2 is don't mess up your ordering and hit for 4, because that's a really good play. It takes out a minion on your turn so that you don't have to just play a taunt and hope for the best. And then it trades with the next 4/4. It's great. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna call it for that. If you guys think I spent too much time trying to get that second win, let me know. If you wish I would have gone until I got that second win, also let me know. This video is probably going to be about 40 minutes, so I feel like I don't want to go too much further. Although, this isn't exactly like a podcast. I don't need everyone to hear all the segments, so maybe I just keep going until I finish it again. And because people just stop watching when they don't feel like watching anymore. Yeah, let's just keep going until I win again. However long it takes. If this is a 12-hour video, you'll know what happened. Turns out I used up all my luck before I started recording. Or maybe you enjoy me struggling against it and failing. I know I did with Tommy J. It's kind of sadistic, but it's like when they win, it's a lot sweeter if they struggled for it. So, I'm down for that. We'll see what you guys say in the comments and see. I know I'm asking for a lot of feedback in different directions, but just say whatever you feel like saying, and I'll address the things that should be addressed. Unless this turns into a 6 billion comment video somehow, magically. Yeah, I think I go face here because, if he plays the Death Charger, he'll hit this. And it'll save me 2 health. And I'll get the Death Rattle off this, and I'll be able to hit the Death Charger. If he doesn't play the Death Charger, then I get to trade anyway. So the only way this goes wrong is if he has that 2/8 taunt. Deathlord? I think it's called Deathlord. I think I like leaving my options open and dealing more face damage better. Nice. That's a good pool. That's a great pool. So yeah, we're gonna do this and trade in. And then, I think I go face here. Because I'm gonna trade him in. And he's gonna kill both of these anyway. And they're gonna deal damage to my face anyway. So it's the same amount of damage, so this is just a free point of damage. Okay, now it's a slightly less good pull, but still, that was great. Mm-hmm. And then we play this guy. And the transfer student. Yeah. Yep. Ah. Still took out the 4-1. Ah, that's frustrating. So I can't take that out. I want to make the trade here. Just to save some face damage. So let's make the trade, see what I get. Mechanical Yeti? Yeah, this is better. Okay. Spare parts could be useful, though. Down the line, if I'm not dead. Deathlord. I really wanted you to trade. Come on, man. Well, this is the best play. I definitely don't want to hit face and then... Like, that's just terrible. Yeti doesn't really do anything, so... I'm not hitting that. I don't have a way to deal 3 damage anyway. Am I dead? Okay, so it doesn't look like he has a Frostbolt in his hand. Do I have a heal coming? No. Alright, so I can actually clear this board, right? Yeah. 6, 7. And still have this guy, plus whatever Deathlord summons. So that's what we're doing. Nice. Nice. Now if I could just gain some life, I'll be in a very good position. Just that. I mean, I'll hold on to him, obviously, because he's a bad play, but... Alright. I'll just sit behind our taunt wall. Oh, no! Okay, I'm gonna need some kind of, like, rush lifesteal or something. So that I don't die. Ooh, I could Ysera bounce the Abomination. That's a guaranteed protecting me from that damage this turn. I'm gonna burn a card. I actually don't know how Ysera's burning works. Let's put it here. So I lost the Drake. Is the Drake always on the right? I don't know. Alright. So we're going to bounce that. We're going to hit that, set up for the Abomination eventually. We'll hit this so that he can't take out the 4/7. Okay. And he didn't play the Abomination. Nice. Okay, there's a way to gain life. We need to play the Awakens while he doesn't have the Abomination on board. So I'm going to go ahead and play the Awakens now. Go face. Play this guy. I'll probably Nightmare that just to gain extra life off of it while I can. I'll just develop the board. No, because he's got an Abomination. So I don't actually want to play that 2-1. Okay, again, didn't play Abomination. I don't mind you doing all that stuff, just don't kill me. Okay, there goes that extra life gain. Dryhairsky's minion, which right now is going to be Deathwing. Do I generate a random effect? I think I do. Spare parts can't gain life. As far, I don't think they can. I don't remember ever getting a spare part that gains life. So let's get Random Beast. That's not taunt or life gain or anything like that. Okay. Right, he still has that Abomination in his hand. I don't want to play that. There's the Abomination, but I'm above 2. Sucks that costs 11. It's probably by design. They made it so that you can't just hero power and then play both of these for a 9 burst. So if I pump this and attack with Ysera, I can then do 6, 11, 15, 16. So that's not dead. Still want to use this. Just so I could take out the Nerubian without damaging my 5/5 here. Oh, right. It makes another one. That's fine. We'll trade here and hero power and attack, and then take the 4/4 out with this to maintain a solid board presence. And now we can drop the Yeti, which could maybe get us a taunt. Another Abomination. Shade. I really need taunt, so I'm definitely playing Azrak this turn. I mean, I guess I'd rather have the spare part than an extra health. Oh, that could be quite useful. I don't think there's a good argument for bouncing that. It's 10, 11. I can only do 11. See, I'm spending more time thinking and I'm doing a lot better. I don't know if that's just luck, but it seems to be doing something. So I can burst for 10. I think I just take down the Nerubian to save my taunt. Yeah. I take down the Nerubian, which means I have to pay 6. Which leaves me with 4 left. And I guess I just leave some mana floating. Drop that 2-1. I don't... If this activates, then I'm probably dead anyway, so... Like, I don't see us... It's very unlikely that I'm going to actually trigger this, because I'll be dead if my board's clear. You took out the taunt. Do you have a Death Charger? Didn't play the last card in hand. Okay. And he's dead. We got there. Alrighty. Now, Tommy J went over cards that you could add to make it easier. Honestly, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but I know it's hard to... Sometimes it's hard to figure this stuff out. So, like, if you just look through the deck and you see... Like, obviously, if you've got a lot of cards, you don't need to run things like Marin and Transfer Student and Brightwing. Like, these are just stand-ins for having, like, access to all the cards. So if you've got, like, a lot of really good cards for this matchup, then, play those instead. This guy's random. That's random, that's random. He's random. He's random. You could cut Deathwing if you've got a better way to wipe the board. Do so. Because this is a little bit too expensive and a little too RNG. Sometimes you'll discard your only life gain card or something. Like you'll have a Alexstrasza, but Alexstrasza is not going to save you. So you have to play your Deathwing and you discard your Alexstrasza, and now you're just sitting on 1 life permanently because you don't have your Alexstrasza anymore. But yeah, I mean, the core set is just so powerful compared to the way Basic was. So I like you could probably just play this deck and beat this without much trouble. It shouldn't take you as long as it took me. I think part of that is I was probably misplaying every once in a while because I was recording. Because when I wasn't trying to actually make a video, I had a very strong win rate against Anub'Rekhan. And I doubt, I probably played 15 games just troubleshooting issues I was having with the video. So I seriously doubt you'll have as much trouble as I just did. Although I did get it on the first try. Alright. I think that about wraps it up. So, this has been Paul, also known as Trist893, everywhere the internet is sold, and, has been the Grand Coliseum. That title might change, but, I mean, I think it works, and I already have all the graphics, because that was the name of the podcast that just I gave up on and shut down, so I might as well reuse all those graphics instead of trying to design a whole new look. Alrighty. Bye, I guess.